Hi, you're welcome to Samfred Sounds on our YouTube page. You're also welcome to Sound Mixing Made Easy. Today we are going to learn how to connect any of our Wing digital mixes to Ableton Live for track recording. And if you already know, we have the three types or the three kinds of wing digital mixes. That is the wing full size, the wing compact, and then the ring rack. Now, since this video actually covers um, how to connect Ableton Live to any of these devices, today I'm not going to be using the device itself, but then I'm going to be using the Wing Edit software, since the Wing Edit software can be connected to any of these devices to control or monitor it. Unfortunately for me, I do not have the Wing device in studio, but then um, uh, using the Wing Edit software and then also Ableton Live, I would be able to teach how to go about with it. All right, if you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe, like, and then if there is any video that you would want us to do or let you know how to go about with it, if you are facing any problem or any challenges with your GA, kindly type that into the comment section and we are going to make a video about it. So quickly, let's go into how to go about with this. All right, so we have our wing edit. We know that we have the three types of wing mixers, digital mixers. We have the wing full size, we have the wing compact, and we have the wing rack. Now, any of these devices have its special features that comes with it. They do not run in the same way. So I'll try my possible best to let us know how to go about it even though you may be using any of these devices. So first things first, the first thing we have to do is to connect our Wing digital console to our device or to our laptop that we are going to be using to run the DAW, that is the software that we are going to use to record the multi-tracking. And in order to do that, looking at the various types of the Wing digital mixes, at the back of them, you realize I have actually circled the USB ports. You are supposed to connect your digital console to your laptop using the USB type um, B to type A cable, type B to type A cable, which goes into the back of the mixer. So you see the Wing full size has its USB port right there that I've circled, same as the Wing compact and also the Wing rack. Now, when you are done with this, the next thing you're supposed to do is to download the um, drivers for the various Wing device or the Wing digital mixer that you are using. Very important, because in order to get sound coming from your mixer into Ableton Live or your mixer into the DAW, you would need that software. So quickly, right after this, the next thing we have to do is to now go into our Ableton Live software. So I have my DAW that I'm using today is the Ableton Live software. Let me go to the Ableton Live software. I have the Ableton Live software here. Now, when you open Ableton Live software afresh, that is how the window actually appears to be. Now, the first thing we have to do is to go to options. If you are using um, Mac, you go to preferences. Then you will actually go to the audio tab or you go to settings. And when you open settings, this is how the settings dialog box is displayed. Then you select the audio or you go to the audio section. Now, when you go to the audio section, what you are supposed to do is to select the device, the driver type. Now, this is where the drivers that is needed to be downloaded to get sound coming from the digital mixer is very important. So you select I A I A S I O A S I O A S I O. You select ASIO. Now, when you select ASIO, the next thing you have to do is to go to the audio device. Now, when you go to the audio device, since I don't have my mixer connected, I don't have my digital gear here, I wouldn't be able to select the very device that you are going to do the track. But then I would show us a way to go about it. Now, when you select the audio device, you should see either wing rack or wing compact or um, wing full size here. Now, you see, because previously I've been using the MR18, the XR, the XA, also the drivers are already there. So for the sake of today's explanation, I'm actually going to, because if you select any of the drivers, you see, fail to open, because the audio device MR18 failed to open the audio device MR18 ASIO driver. This is simply because my device is not connected to my computer yet. So you must connect your device to your computer first before you do this step. Now, for the sake of today's example, even though I do not have the GA here, I would want to use the Ableton Move, or let me use the IOCM ASIO for all V2. Actually, when you select any of the digital consoles, that is whether you are using wing rack or you are using wing compact or wing full size, this is actually what you get. Now, the first thing we have to do is to go to the input config. Now, when you go to the input config, now you are going to see the various inputs of your device shown here. When you are using any of, we all know that the wing devices actually have 40 channels in all, so 48 channels in all, and both 48 channels are stereo. So what you are going to do is you are going to be seeing, what you are going to see is that 1 2 3 4 5 6, it's actually going to continue to, 47, 48. And you're also going to see the same thing here on the other side. Now, what you have to do next is to make sure you select all of them. And all of them should turn this color, should be turned on. You shouldn't be seeing anything like this. No, everything must be selected. All the channels must be selected on the left side and on the right side. So you should have something like this depending on the number of channels that you are going to use. So you select all, and then you select OK, and then you come to the output config, and then you're also going to see the same thing, the same number of channels there, 1 2 and 1 throughout to 48. And what you're supposed to do is to select all of them to, just as I've done this. So everything must be in yellow as you see on the screen, and then you hit OK. Now, when you are done, you can come down to select your sample rate that you need to prevent input latency. So we have the 512 samples, so you can actually change the sample rate from here. And then when you are done with that, you only have to close this dialog box. Now, after closing the dialog box, the next thing we have to do is to route the console inputs into Ableton Live, and that is what we have to go into Wing Edit to do. So we are going to minimize our Ableton Live software. We come to the Wing Edit. Now what we are going to do is we are actually going to go to Routing. This is the routing section. Now, out of the routing section, you select the output metrics. This is the output metrics. This. You select the output metrics. And then what you are going to do is you come here and you select your USB audio. Remember, we are using a USB audio. Now, when you select your USB audio, you now unlock the pad. Most times it is locked, so you now unlock the pad. Then you select where you want your inputs to be coming from, to be recorded. So we know that the wing has various inputs. We have the local in, which is made up of 24 channels. We have the aux in. We also have the AES 50A, B, and C ports, as we see here, that actually enables you to connect about 32 channels, because it comes with the use of the DL 32 or the Behringer S32. And so for today's learning, I am going to actually select my sources from the AES 50A. I actually played a gig not long ago, and I used the AS 50A, the DL32, and these were my settings. So I'm actually going to use that very same settings for today's project. Now, what we are going to do is we select the channel one, and the channel should be routed the same way that we want it to appear in the Ableton Live. We must have that in mind. The channel should be routed the same way it should appear in the Ableton Live. Now, what we are going to do is that we are going to select the channel. So we have our channel one being kick in, our channel two being kick out, snare top, snare bottom, high tom, mid tom, floor tom, hi-hat, overheads, left and right. Now, I'm actually going to show mono channels for today. I'm not going to, okay, I think I'll actually let us know how to go about it when we are dealing with in Ableton. I know. Let's do mono channels for tonight. Another time we will come into the stereo channels. So we are actually going to do the left only. We are doing one keys, then bass, lead, vocals. Then we actually select our various BVs, backup vocalics. Then we select our stem. We select our um, tracks for the in-ears, and then if you would want to record talkbacks as well, that is in case you would want to record talkbacks as well. So you see, this actually gives you the opportunity to actually select any of the channels that you want. So since we are going to do audio recording, I don't think recording the talkbacks will be necessary, but I think the crowd mic will be needed. All right. So our channels are selected. So these are the outputs that will be coming out into Ableton Live for our recording. Now, the next thing that we have to do is to move back into Ableton Live. But before we do that, the first thing we have to do is to configure our audio to suit our mixer. In connecting the mixer to Ableton Live or to our machine, we have to do one setup settings. Now, what we do is go to setup. After doing the routing, you go to audio, and now you make sure that your input and output channel are 48 by 48, 48 in, 48 out. That is the USB. Under the USB audio section, you select the input and output channel to be 48, 48, or 32, 32, depending on the number of channels that you want to record. And then your clock rate should be set to 48. Clock rate should be set to 48. Now, the next thing we have to do here after doing our routing is to now move back to our Ableton Live. Now, when you move to our Ableton Live, the next thing we would want to do here is to delete these first two tracks. So you go to delete, you go to delete. Now, depending on the number of channels that we routed into our USB output, so we have 1 to 22 channels. What we are actually going to do is to create independent tracks for each channel. So we just have to select the first one and simply press Ctrl D to duplicate the track, or we can right click on the track and select duplicate. Either ways actually can help. So I'm just going to use the shortcut. If you are using Mac, you can just use the Command D button. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I think we did how many channels? 22 channels, sorry. So I think I have to delete channel 24 and then channel 23. Good. Now we have our full 21, 22 channels. The next thing we have to do is actually route them or name them. All right. So we then have to rename them according to the names that we have given, or with the names that we have here in our wing edit software. So we know channel 1 is kick in, channel 2 is kick out, together with the colors. So we know that the first 9 channels are for drums. So what we are going to do is to come in here, right click, go to rename, kick in, and then we change the color. Let me see if that's the same color we have here. Okay, I think it's similar. Or we can do better. No, this is actually okay. I think this will do. Mhm. No, yeah, I think this will do. All right. So it's the same way that we are going to continue. Change the color and then rename it to kick out. Then our next channel, we have snare top. Actually, I can actually teach us um one easy way to change the color of some channels when you actually select. So when we come here, we know that we have from 1 throughout to 9 is for drums with one color. So one easy way that we can change the color is to select from channel 1 or track 1 throughout to the 9th track. We know we hold shift. So you see, when you select channel 1 and hold shift and select channel 9, it actually selects all the tracks together. Then you right click and select the color, and I think it changes everything. Yeah. So we are in channel 3 and channel 4, which is snare bottom. Then we are channel 5. Let me see what channel 5 is. Channel 5 is high tom. Then channel 6 mid tom. Then channel 7 floor tom. Then I think channel 8 is the hi-hat. And then the channel 9 is the overheads. Then channel 10 will be for, let's go see, channel 10 will be for keys with a yellow color. We have keys, which is already in yellow. Then we have bass, which is in green, I think. Then we have lead guitar, which is in blue. Rename, which is in blue color. And we know we have vocals. So we have lead vocals. All right. So you're actually going to do this throughout to the last channel, as we have here, to channel 22 because of time. So let me just quickly change the color, because we know we have that here. We have stem, we have in-ears, we have crowd mics. So let's actually imagine, or let's say we have actually renamed all our channels and to match the routing in our wing edit software. Now the next thing we have to do, one important thing before we start recording, one important thing we have to do is to come to the audio from section. Now the audio from section is actually asking you where you would want to tap your audio source from into Ableton Live to record from the mixer. So what you have to do is to select um, EST in, very important, EXT in, and then you select the channel that you want to pick the signal from. The channel you want to pick the signal from. Very important. Very important. So you see we have channel 1. Now, track 2, you select the same EST in, and then you select channel 2. Now, EXT in, and then you select channel 3. EXT in, and then you select channel 4. 5. I'm actually getting we are actually getting signal simply because of the device I used during the time that I was doing the audio AI. So actually I'm using an inbuilt microphone, USB microphone, which has that driver. That is the reason why we are seeing signals being picked from channel 3, 4, 5 throughout. But if you are using the wing device and you have actually followed the steps that I've actually taught, you realize that if you are doing a playback from the wing, the very moment you select the channel, you should be seeing these signals where we have, you see, the green bar just right before the numbers for the various tracks. So track 6, 7. Oh, sorry. I think because of the routing that I did, I can't go beyond 7. So let's say we are recording our first 6 tracks, but you actually continue the process till the 22nd channel as you have it, and you make sure that it all follows suit. Now, someone was asking, in case I have how do we call it, a stereo, a stereo input like a keyboard stereo and then overhead stereo that I didn't route from our wing edit. So how to go about that one is just select the channel source and you realize that we have 1, 2 or 3, 4 or 5, 6, and we know that when anytime you pick up a stereo input, it should be from an odd number to an even number, not an even number to an odd number to an even number. So let's say the keyboard was inputted into channel 5 and 6 stereo, then that one you select 5 and 6. But since we do not input any stereo, we select 5. Now the next thing we have to do after this, we know that we have everything now set. We have um, all channels ready. Now, what we have to do is to select this button at the right top corner here. And then we know that our tracks are actually loaded. So we can see our tracks here. Now, the next thing we have to do is to select all the tracks. So you scroll down to the last track. You select the first track, scroll down to the last track, which is 22, and then hold shift to select 22, to select all the tracks. This is very important. So you're supposed to select all the tracks or the number of tracks that you want to record from your mixer. And then after selecting all the tracks, you hit this button, this circle button right after the S button, and it will all turn red. This simply means that the track is ready to record source from your mixer. Then you come up again, or you move right here. You see this little box here. This little box actually speaks concerning where you want your recording to start from. Now, the very moment you select it and bring it to 1, it simply means that you want your recording to start from 1. Then after that, you just hit record. There you go. So you see if since my microphone is connected to channels 3, 4, and 5, 6, if I was playing any audio from my wing edits, or let's say I have a gig going on and they are actually playing, since this, the source of audio is coming from the AES50A, and the AES50A, I will actually see signals. So we can see signals of my microphone. As I said earlier, I'm using an inbuilt a special microphone that has that driver, so we can see it's recording the various tracks. It's the same way that all the other tracks would be recorded while the gig is going on, and when you are done, you only hit stop. So yes, that's it. That's it's how to record um um your software. That's how to record that's how to do a multi-track recording in Ableton Live or a DAW software using any of the digital wing devices, or um digital wing mixes, sorry. So um someone may ask, what if I want to do a playback from the DAW? A playback from the DAW. Now, there is an easy way to do this. Just go back to the section where we were, and then this time, instead of EST in, you come down to audio 2. Now we are sending it from the mixer and the DAW into the mixer, which simply means that we have to do a different routing altogether, but we maintain the same settings, the same process that we took from the beginning. But this time we do audio 2, and then we are going to select the various channels. So we see audio to kick out, we see audio to kick in, we see audio to snare top, we see audio to snare bottom. I'm actually having challenges here simply because of the way my system has been routed. But when you actually do that selection, you should see. Oh, I think I should do that in another video. When you are able to do all this selection by selecting the various channels that is supposed to um, 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 go in, kick out, it must reflect here on the wing, because what you're supposed to do on the wing now is you come to your sources of channel, and the sources of channel, you are going to select channel 1 throughout to channel 48, or throughout to the number of channel that you will want to actually um, um, name, as compared to the way you've actually named your system from the DAW. You've named your tracks from the DAW, and you actually come here to route them, or you go to sources and then you select USB, and then you actually route them in. So +1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you see, as I do that, my track also changes. Yes. But since I'm using my AS50, that is not what I'm doing to now. I'm doing today. And right after doing that routing, we will realize that anytime I hit play from my DAW, the signals will be coming in here. Okay, so that is how to connect your digital software to that is how to connect your digital mixer, wing digital mixer, to Ableton Live or your laptop or DAW to do multi-track recording. And in my case today, we used Ableton Live. And since I was dealing with any of the digital mixes, I decided to use the Wing Edit software, which can be connected to our digital mixer. That's what I have. That's all I have for you today. If you have any question, if you have any challenge, just go into the comment section and type it in there, and I'll be there to answer you. Remember that this is with some Fred sounds, and you are welcome to Sound Mixing Made Easy. Go to our channel and see other videos concerning how to work with your gear so that you can be a good sound engineer. Stay tuned. Have a good day.